What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of History Behind the Horror. I'm your host, Tan. For tonight's episode, we're going to be talking about a horror game called The Path. Unfortunately, I was unable to actually try this game out for myself, me and a lot of other people who are trying to currently play this game in 2019, because this game is very old and it was ported over to Steam, but this game currently, from what I read, doesn't work on newer systems, so you gotta have like some really old PC to actually try this game out, which sucks. But I'm going to be talking about this game anyway tonight because someone in the comment section told me to check this game out. So I went to YouTube and seen a couple videos, and it actually does look pretty interesting. And I'm always looking for some type of excuse to talk about something horror related. So we're going to be talking about this tonight. If you do enjoy this video, guys, please remember to like and share this video. It does help the channel out a lot. And put in the comment section for what you would like to see next on History Behind the Horror. And with that being said, as always, I hope you guys enjoy the video. The Path is a psychological horror art game developed by Tale of Tales, originally released for the Microsoft Windows operating system on March 18, 2009 in English and Dutch, and later ported to Mac OS X by Trans Gaming Technologies. It is inspired by several versions of the fairy tale Little Red Riding Hood and by folklore tropes and conventions in general, but set in contemporary times. The player can choose to control one of 6 different sisters who are sent one by one on errands by their mother to see their sick grandmother. The player can choose whether to stay on the path or to wander where wolves are lying in wait. According to the developer, the game is not meant to be played in the traditional sense, in that there is no winning strategy. In fact, most of the gameplay requires the player to choose the losing path for the sisters to run into encounters which they and the player are meant to experience. Even the story narratives are not typical for a game. As explained by the developer, we are not storytellers in the traditional sense of the word, in the sense that we know a story and we want to share it with you. Our work is more about exploring the narrative potential of a situation. We create only the situation, and the story actually emerges from playing, partially in the game and partially in the player's mind. The game begins in an apartment. The player is shown 6 sisters to choose from and is given no information about them other than a name. When the player selects a girl, the journey begins. The player is given control of the girl and is instructed, go to the grandmother's house and stay on the path. As the player explores, they find various items scattered around. For a girl to pick up or examine an object, the player needs to either click on the interaction button or move her close enough for a superimposed image of the object to appear on the screen. Then let go of the controls. The character will interact and the image will appear on the screen, indicating what has been unlocked. Every item a girl encounters in the forest shows in some shape or form in grandmother's house, and some objects open up whole new rooms. Small text will also appear, a thought from the current character. Some items can only be picked up once and do not appear in subsequent runs. However, each character will have something to say different about an object, so the player has the option to access a basket to see what they have collected. The wolf is the antagonist of the game and takes on a different form for each girl. The forms represent tribulations that are associated with the stages of childhood and adolescence. It is not required to find the wolf. In this game, there are no requirements, but the ending at grandmother's house does change dramatically after the wolf encounter. The girl encounters the wolf, there's a brief cutscene and the screen goes black. Afterward, the girl is lying on the path in front of grandmother's house. When the player enters grandmother's house, the style of gameplay changes. It is now in first person and the character moves forward along a predetermined path. If the player got there without interacting with the wolf, they arrive safely, cozy up next to grandmother, and sit back to the apartment. The girl the player guided will still be there and can be played again. If the player did go to the wolf, then everything in the house is darker, and if the player remains still for too long, darkness clouds the screen and something growls. Depending on the girl, doors are scratched or furniture tipped over and broken, or strange black threads are draped across everything. The music crescendos as the player enters a final surreal room before falling down, and things black out again. Images flash on the screen featuring the girl being attacked by her wolf before the player is relocated back into the apartment. The girl played is not there and will remain absent. When all of the girls have encountered their wolves, a girl in a white dress who could be previously encountered by the sisters becomes playable and visits grandmother's house. The girl will then travel through the house, now a combination of all of the end rooms of the previous girl's ending with the no wolf room. Upon reaching the grandmother, the girl appears in the apartment covered in blood, but alive. The sisters all return through the door, and the game starts over. And that ends yet another episode of History Behind the Horror. And it was a pretty short episode, but a really good one, I must say myself, because I am really interested in this game. It's not really too much to this game as far as gameplay wise, but it is enough there to interest someone like me, because I'm really into games that have something mysterious about it. This game doesn't really have a lot of information about it that I could search up, but that makes me want to play it so much more, and that's why it sucks that this game doesn't have a working version currently on Steam. I don't know where else to get it from, but something about this game draws me to it, and that's why I agreed to do such a short video, because it really doesn't tell you a lot about this game. It's not really an open world, but it is an open space, and you encounter wolves, and you also encounter the grandma's house and different endings. And then I also just figured out right before I ended this video that the wolves don't represent an actual wolf that I've seen in screenshots. They actually represent different people. Like the ghost girl, there's a guy with an axe, there's some other guy sitting on a park bench, so I guess those guys are like wolves, but not really wolves. And I want to see what that's about, but again, I can't play it yet because it's kind of messed up. But again, this was a really good episode, and I really did enjoy myself. But also, if you guys did enjoy yourself, also, you let us see more videos like this, kind of different, not usually what we do, but if you still find it interesting, make sure to please like and share this video. It really does help us out a lot, and make sure you guys put in the comment section for whatever episode you would like to see next. And remember to subscribe, because I know there's things coming up soon that I'm sure you wouldn't want to miss. And make sure you hit the bell notification so you always stay up to date when a new video is available. When that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and if you're not too scared, I will see you on the next episode of History Behind the Horror.